Welcome to 12 Days of Crochet Ornaments, where every single day I take you through how to crochet a different ornament off of this tree. This is day 9, and today we'll be going through the wreath ornament. Before we get to the tutorial, a quick spiel of my usual reminders. If you want more information about this series, you can go to the kickoff video on my page, and the previous 8 tutorials are also on my page and on my 12 Days of Crochet Ornaments playlist. And if you are enjoying this content, if you find that it is useful to you, if it brings you any joy, please do these things, as it really helps me continue to make content like this. So now let's get to our wreath pattern. So for your wreath ornament, you're going to need, if you want to make this exact one, you're going to need a medium green and a red for the bow. I'm going to be doing this wreath pink because that is what brings me joy today. And I might do a white bow, might I also recommend. It's nice to have on hand some seed beads or other items like this to decorate your wreath, which is probably how I'll be doing the pink one. But you're going to need your yarn, you're going to need a 3.5 millimeter hook, you are going to need a darning needle to sew some things up and to weave in ends, and then of course a pair of scissors. So we are starting ourselves off with a slip knot, and then we are going to chain 16 and connect those into a round. So I have my 16 single crochet here, and now I'm going to take my yarn, slip it into basically where the first chain above where the knot is, connect this into a circle, and then I am going to put 15 single crochet around the circle. So that means just going under my chain, pulling up a loop, pulling through a loop, that's 1, and continue that until I have 15. So now I'm back to the beginning of my round again, and I'm going to start with 3 rounds of increases. So for row 2 here, I'm going to do 2 single crochet, and then an increase, and then repeat that all the way around, 2 single crochet and then an increase. So that finishes off row 2, and for row 3 I'm going to do 3 single crochet between every increase, and row 4 I'm going to do 4 single crochet between every single increase. So I'll see you on the other side for row 5. So we're on to row 5, and we're going to start placing our shell stitch around the edge here. But for this shell stitch, you are actually going to only put 1 stitch between each placement. So for instance, this is the last stitch of my row. Into this stitch here, I'm going to place my 5 double crochet. So here are my 5 double crochet, and now usually I would skip 2 stitches and place my single crochet here, but I'm only going to skip 1 stitch, place my single crochet here. Again, only skip 1 stitch, and I'm going to place 5 more double crochet into this stitch and continue that all the way around. All right, so we are back to the beginning of our piece, and now we are going to slip stitch right there just to close it off, cut our yarn, and then we're going to get to work on the ruffles in the middle. So what we're going to be working here is 2 rows of shell stitches, but we're going to be working those into the posts of the stitches that we already left. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to stick my yarn under one of the posts here. I'm going to put my first circle on the outer edge here, and I'm going to stick my hook under here, sorry. I'm going to pull up a loop and just single pull through a loop just to kind of get myself set in here. And now I am going, there's no rhyme or reason to this. You don't want this to be super even, at least I don't, because I like kind of a rough and ruffled look to the wreath. So you are going to then place a shell stitch into a post that is around one stitch away. So we are going to pull up, put a double crochet there, and then put 5 double crochet there, actually under that same post. I have my 5 single crochet, and now once again I'm going to skip a post, and into just about the next one I am going to put a single crochet, and then I am going to skip a post and put 5 double crochet into this one and continue that all the way around my circle. Again, it doesn't have to be perfectly into the same area every single time. You want it to be around here because you want to have room to put another row back here, but let them be a little bit rough and uneven so you get like a true wreath look. So I slipped back into my original here, and this is going to all kind of get covered up as we work the next row, which I'm going to kind of offset. So I'm going to try and lean my shells to being around here and here and here and here, just again, so we get that kind of natural wreath look. So once again, we are going to stick our hook underneath a post. We are going to pull up some yarn and secure ourselves in, and we are going to start making shell stitches. Okay, so I've done my shell stitches on my second row of shell stitches around, and now we have our wreath. And so I am going to slip stitch into the base of the first one of this row to clean things up. Cut my yarn. And now before I do anything else, I'm going to weave in these ends. Okay, so ends are woven in, and now we're going to make our bow, and all we need to do that is just take whatever bow color we want, make a slip knot, and then do a nice long chain. This is a chain of 35, so I'm going to really pull on my ends to tighten them. We can trim them down later, and then we are going to just make a classic bow for this. And then you can either sew or glue this on depending on your persuasion. And now I'm going to add some accents. And I sewed some beads on so it has some little like baubles on it, and now it is ready to go on our tree.